guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. The last video of my color wheel color theory series was looking at when you kind of look at the three colors next to each other in the wheel. So we did teal, green, light green, yellow, orange, dark orange. This one really does look blue is where I've ended up on that, but that's okay. You live and you learn. And I'm just, I think I was saying this in the video, like these kind of like grays come through. And it really is quite amazing how, I think when it's dry, at least to me, how pertinent that kind of grey colour seems in both where it's down lighter and then where it was a bit more blobby. This is down here, I was saying about the colourverse. Oh, God, I did that yesterday. It's still wet. I just smudged that. That's annoying. Forget I did. Oh, I've just really annoyed myself. Anyway, I need to get over that. Maybe I can put some more ink over it later. So I'll do the two videos again in one this time round, but I'll just pause in the middle so I can dry and I'll just edit it so it comes back. First up, we're going to be doing amber, red and magenta. The color that I've continued through is going to be the red, which is Diamine Oxblood. Let's make sure I'm in frame here. But let's jump into it. For amber, I'm using Monteverde Copper Noir. I picked up a bottle of this at the Melbourne Pen Show because I really, really love the color. And I went, why not? And I think it's also a color that I would love to like share if people kind of wanted to get to know that kind of ambery brown, I guess this world of, well, this colorway. This is one that I'd love to be able to like give people samples of and of stuff as well. So before we do anything, it is crazy hot here today. I think at the moment it's like 35 and it's going to get to 38 at like 6 o'clock tonight. I actually, for the first time ever, you know what, I was dreading going into work. I'm filming this on a Thursday. I was dreading going into work. It's been so hectic and I just needed some time. And I called up and I said, I'm not coming in, and actually, you know what, I'm taking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know, everyone talks about needing mental health days, and I was like, yep, I'm actually gonna do it. So I've been like pottering around. I'm actually living at my parents' house at the moment. So I've just been like reorganizing like my kids' room here, and I did some shopping and I went and bought some clothes, and then I thought, why not spend some time doing some swatching, which just feels so great for my mental health. The kind of, I've spoken about it before, that kind of meditative quality of it, I just love so much. So I'm going to do that for a little bit, and then I'll go pick up my kiddos from daycare. And then I think actually tonight, my parents have a pool because it's going to be so hot. I think we might do like an early evening swim and then even like just have dinner as a picnic outside or something. I don't know, I think it could be really nice. So this is Copper Noir. Maybe it's not strictly amber. Maybe amber is more yellowy brown, but it is the one that I chose. I kind of keep it in my ambery colors. It definitely has like a dark orange to it, but I also feel like that works in terms of like these three colors next to each other. I just love this color. I think I just really love the deep, dark, orangey, browny vibe of ink. It's really nice to write with. It feels like a well-behaved ink. I've used it mainly in fine nibs. I don't get a whole lot of shading or anything, but I think that's more the nib. I don't know what it's like in a broader pen, but it would be interesting to test that out one day. You can see the lighter bits coming through that have a bit more of an orange undertone, and then that kind of brown comes in over the top. I just think it's really, really gorgeous. Next up, so I said the one that I'm carrying through from those first color wheels is Diamine Oxblood for red. I don't have too many red inks. I really enjoy writing with this ink. It's such a it's just a nice wet ink. It's a great writing experience. So I'm trying to think about having some space to write in the names afterwards as well. Just make sure there isn't a tiny bit of dirt on the end of that. Obviously, I just realized I'm talking about Celsius in terms of degrees, not Fahrenheit. So I'm guessing 30 something in Fahrenheit would be pretty cold, but it is hot. And then like all night it's really hot, and then tomorrow it's supposed to be 20 in the morning. So I don't like, but there's no like storm or anything scheduled, so I don't know how that's going to work, but alas, it would be nice to get a bit of relief. It's really intense when it gets to, I mean, I don't like the heat in general, but then when you start hitting the like mid to high 30s, it's just, oh, it's relentless really. So I don't know what to say about Diamond Oxblood that I haven't said before. So I'm not going to go into the ink itself because I have spoken about it a lot. Whoops. What I will say is it's making this look more orange is what jumps out at me straight away. This feels more orange all of a sudden. And does it, it's not really changing the temperature of that one for me, but this wet looks warmer. It'll be interesting to see when it dries and those really nice haloing bits come up. Still on my Questran. Oh, it's such a beautiful ink. I'm trying to see, like, see these bits where it went down a bit lighter. I'm trying to see what that looks like next to the Copper Noir versus where it's gone down heavier. I kind of like that we got a little bit of cross-contamination as well. It almost brings out the bit of purple in this, doesn't it, compared to that one, which I don't know if I've seen before. And oh, that's a accidental segue to our last ink for this page, which is magenta. For magenta, I've chosen the collaboration between Pannonia and Amarillo, and this is Rosa Mexicano, which is another really awesome ink. I've had this in my Traveler's Company, and it just wrote beautifully. I think I actually may have even filled it twice because I loved writing with it so much, and it's only that little Kaweco cartridge in that pen. So I think from memory, and I won't do that very often. If a pen runs dry, I kind of just go, okay, well, let's just use the rest of them. But with this ink, I was like, nope, I'm going back for more. Sorry, I'm just cleaning my syringe here. You can hear that, that's the syringe. All right, let's give this one a go. Straight away, though, I can see this ink is more translucent coming out of the syringe compared to that Oxblood. Like I can see the light through it a little bit more, which I really couldn't at all with the Oxblood, which for me, I think means it's probably a less saturated ink. And I think you can see that a little bit as it kind of spreads quite quickly underneath the snap lock bag as well. Like it's kind of just got into one clump there, actually. So let's see if I can get a few little dots down here. Whoops, and maybe one more. Right in there. Oh, it's such a vibrant ink. I just think it's such a great color. It's just fun. It pops off the page. It's legible though. I don't find that it's overpowering by any means. I just think it's a really, really gorgeous ink. So I'm gonna write in the names. and then I'll bring it up for a close-up, and then I will, with the magic of editing, go to the next, well, the last set of 3. So down here, Rosa Mexicano. In the middle is Diamine Oxblood. Ooh, I'm not holding my pen very well. And then up the top we had Monteverde. I almost think, like, I was wondering if that was going to bring out the purples. It's almost done the opposite in a weird way. It's almost brought out the browns in it more. I don't know if, because the pink purple in that is so strong, it's kind of shifted that back towards the red, whereas when it was just the 2 of them, I did see some of those purples in there. So it actually, yeah, it did it not how I was expecting. But I'm just going to do a close-up. Ooh, fingerprint, that's not good. Cool. There you have it. All right, guys, I will be back in a second and we'll do our last set of 3. Okay, last but not least is the last set of 3, which is purple, blue, and light blue. The blue is what I'm carrying through, Palette de Roche-Zuccoux Konpeki, and then I've chosen 2 more to go either side. So we're gonna start off with probably, if not my favorite purple from last year. Where's my blotting paper? How have I lost that? Like, I literally just had it under there. It was underneath the whole time. Oh, so silly. Okay. So what I was saying was, starting off with what was probably my favorite purple last year, if not my favorite, definitely in my top 2, which was the Cult Pens Vinta Ink Lavender. Really, really love this ink. One more for good luck, hey? So this ink shades really beautifully. It was also just a really fantastic writing experience coming out of the pen. And I just like how the purple goes down wet and then how it dries. There's nothing I can really fault about this color. I really, really have enjoyed using it. The sample came from pen friend H, and I'll definitely be sad when it's gone because I just think it's a really gorgeous ink. Straight away what jumps out at me there is you can see the bits of blue coming through. So it is, I guess, well, I was going to say it's on the cooler side, but I don't actually think that's a correct representation. You can just tell that it has some blue in it. I'm talking about in there. It's just, I just think it's a really lovely ink. I probably have like maybe 2 or 3 mil left. So I'll get a few more pen fills, which is awesome. When H sent me a bunch of samples, she like filled the vials the whole way, which is so generous, but it also means I get to really get to know the inks because I get to use them in different pens and I get to swatch with them and, you know, not have to really worry about, oh, I've got maybe 1 fill and, you know, that's it. So that's our first one. Look at the halo coming up as it dries. Beautiful, beautiful. So as I said, the blue that I'm carrying through is Palette de Roche-Zuccoux Konpeki, which I feel needs no introduction. So favorite ink of many. Oh, it's still so hot. Obviously, I'm filming this like 10 minutes after the last one. Not that I expected the temperature to change so much in 10 minutes, but I've had the aircon running for a bit now and it's just not it's not keeping up with the heat. It's yeah, it's struggling to kind of counteract it. Wow, so vibrant. Straight away, what that does is it makes me feel like these bits of blue I was seeing actually now look like a paler purple. They don't look blue anymore. So that's what's happened almost instantly to my eye. But I do think they complement each other really nicely. I've always kind of felt like I should like blue more because of how much I like purple, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So this is probably, it feels very like basic to be like, this is my favorite blue. But it is really lovely to write with. I do understand why so many people hold it in such high regard. And then Pilot inks in general, like, are just really, and just a nice experience. They're really well-behaved inks. I'm just looking at that bit in the middle there where they kind of have smushed, not a real word, into each other. And I don't know why, but it's almost making me feel like I can see bits of pink in there. But look at these beautiful, the beautiful bits of shading, the really awesome black halo. Oh my God, I love that ink so much. Okay, and then last but not least is our light blue. The light blue I'm going to use, I was tossing up between like a super, like a blue gray, or actually try and finding a light blue. And I ended up going with the light blue to try and keep it more true to what I'm trying to explore. But I was considering something like Sailor Izatora or Sailor Hinoki, because that I think could be that gray, just making sure I'm in frame there, the gray blue I think could be another interpretation of light blue. But I've decided to go with this. Oh, I didn't say what it is. I'm using Private Reserve ink Daphne Blue, and this was given to me from my pen friend Jane, which is JP Pen and Ink, and you should definitely check out her videos if you have not already. I'm sure most of you have, but a fellow Aussie, and has a really beautiful collection and some really great swatching videos also. So that's the one I've gone with. I don't think this snap lock, I'm using this one instead of this one, and the plastic definitely does react differently with the ink. It doesn't, I don't get as many of those kind of little like spider webby type strands, which is okay. It's just a different look, I guess. But I want to just see if I can maybe get a little bit more down here. What does it make me see? Definitely makes the Konpeki look darker, and it's taken just a notch of vibrancy out of that as well. It is also dried, which probably adds to it, but I can almost see bits of green in the light blue compared to, like, I don't see any green in that, and obviously not in the purple, but there's almost like, maybe I don't actually see green in it. Maybe I see tiny bits of aqua in it, might be a better description. This ink it's a really lovely ink. It's a touch too light for me to write with, but I do really enjoy swatching it because I think it's a sky blue. It has a nice just kind of organic or environmental feel to it. It also for me just looks really refreshing, which is really nice. I'm not sure, it's not actually changing the purple that much for me, that it doesn't really affect it that much. Really what this has done, having that Konpeki sandwiched in between, it just makes the Konpeki look like a darker blue to me. Versus I think when I first put it down, I don't think it's not a dark blue, maybe it's like a medium blue, but I think it felt lighter prior. So I'm just going to write down in here and then I'll bring it up. Daphne Blue. Shizuku. I don't have a good grip on this pen. Konpeki. And then the first one we did was Winter. And I actually think its full name is Papaya Lavender, not just Lavender. Cool, so I'll do a close-up and then I'll take you through the 4 pages that we've done of this kind of 3 next to each other on the color wheel. So that's the close-up there. Oh, I'm so in love with that ink. One day I would like to do a big order from Cult Pens, and a bottle of that is absolutely going to be on there. So I'm just going to chuck my blotting paper in. I'll go back to the beginning. So we started off with teal, green, light green. We then went into yellow, orange, dark orange. Then before our last page here, we had amber, red, and magenta. And finally, purple, blue, and light blue. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this part of the color exploration series. Up next, I think we're going to do I'm going to do complementary, and there's 2 they talk about in like the color theory I've been learning about. They talk about complementary and then split complementary. But I'm going to start with complementary for a few videos, and then we'll go to split, and then I think we may be done. Awesome. If you could hit like and subscribe, that would be amazing. It helps as always. I will chat to you guys again soon. Bye.